Hello, my dear friends. Hello, my dear listeners. How are you all? I hope you are doing best to serve your duties with utmost honesty and love. So, today we are here to know what happened next. As we know that Sri Ramakrishna and Keshab Chandra Sen, one of the biggest leaders of Brahmo Samaj, they met. And Keshab Chandra Sen uh, became very attracted to Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansa Dev. And so what happened next? Let's proceed. Keshav was deeply attracted by Sri Ramakrishna. Desirous of knowing more of him, he sent some of his followers to Dakshineshwar to watch Sri Ramakrishna and to report. He, with some of his devotees, visited the master frequently, and long hours were spent in spiritual discussion. Gradually, they became very intimate. Sri Ramakrishna sometimes visited Keshab in Calcutta, and every year on the anniversary of the Brahmo Samaj, Keshab with his party either visited Dakshineshwar or invited Sri Ramakrishna to the Samaj. On many occasions, Keshab came to Dakshineshwar with his band of devotees in a special steamer, either to visit with him at the temple or to take him out on the Ganges. The profound influence of Western culture upon Keshab had not destroyed his love for and devotion to God. The wisdom culled from his contact with Sri Ramakrishna, he was eager to share with others, and we find him expounding it in messages of hope and strength, not only from the pulpit but also in the columns of different newspapers, English and vernacular. One day at Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna explained to Keshav that Brahman and its inscrutable power were one and the same substance looked at from different standpoints, like fire and its burning property, both equally true. This Keshab understood. Then the master told him that God, his devotee, and his words, as embodied in the scriptures, were also one and the same thing, which too Keshab admitted. But when Sri Ramakrishna said that the spiritual guide, the Lord, and the devotee were the same, Keshab could not follow him so far. So the master dropped the subject, not wishing to disturb his mind by making him go too fast. Through contact with Sri Ramakrishna, Keshav gradually grasped more and more of the deeper truths of the Vedic religion and undertook the requisite discipline to realize them. Keshav had a sincere admiration for Sri Ramakrishna. Whenever he visited Dakshineshwar, he brought with him some offering in the way of fruits, etc., which he reverently placed before the master, and sitting at his feet like a humble disciple drank in his words of wisdom. One day the master said to him in fun, Keshav, you charm people with your eloquence. Let me too hear something from you. Keshab modestly replied, I must not be vending needles in a blacksmith's shop. Rather, I should listen to you. It is your words repeated to people that are appreciated so much. In the year 1878, Keshab married his daughter to the Maharaja of Kuch Bihar before she reached the age limit of 14, as laid down by himself in the laws of the Brahmo Samaj. This made a great stir in the Samaj, and a section of the Brahmos seceded from him and founded a new party called the Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. Sri Ramakrishna was sorry for this schism and is said to have remarked, birth, death, and marriage are things that depend upon the will of God. Keshab made a mistake in trying to put hard and fast restrictions upon marriage. If anybody criticized Keshab for his action, the master would defend him, saying, why? What is there so very wrong in it? Keshab is a householder, and by his daughter's marriage he has but discharged the duties of a father without offending religion. Keshav's reputation, however, suffered and cut to the quick. He turned his mind inward and strove henceforth more earnestly for realization. This change in his attitude was reflected in the Samaj of which he was the head. Sri Ramakrishna helped him to dive deep into the profundities of the spiritual realm. Keshab recognized the need of external aids such as homa, baptism, tonsure, or wearing the ochre robe, and himself adopted some of them. He understood that great personages like Buddha, Sri Chaitanya, or Jesus were living eternally in spiritual forms, and everyone represented a facet of the eternal truth, a channel for the same spiritual current. To realize their ideals in his own life, he took up one or other of these types and meditated on them for some time. Needless to say, Keshav's action was due to the fact that he knew Sri Ramakrishna had gone through a similar process during his sadhana period. For a couple of years, he tried to assimilate the universal ideal of Sri Ramakrishna that every religion was a path to God, and at the end of that time gave to the public his understanding of under the name of the new dispensation. Words fail to describe the reverence he felt for Sri Ramakrishna. If the master came to the Brahhmo Samaj while Keshab was conducting services, he would stop his sermon and alight from the pulpit to greet him. At his home, one day he showed Sri Ramakrishna all the places where he sat or dined or lay or studied, and requested him to bless them so that they might always suggest holy thoughts to his mind. It is even said on reliable authority that he took the master to his meditation room and there worshipped him with flowers. Um, who is that authority? The reliable authority was Pandit Vijay Krishna Goswami, related it to Swami Sardananda. So today I am stopping here. We will proceed further so that we can understand a little better the life of our Master Sri Ramakrishna in the next episode also. Till then, be happy, be jolly, and keep praying. But before going, I must say, few of you, it may become a conflict, or really why Sri Ramakrishna took a stand for child marriage, right? Because I hope at his level, though I am a very little person, though I have very limited knowledge, but I can only think of it like, in his motto, the way he treated his wife, in that way it is okay to get married at any age. But in the other way, his way of behavior, I may say, is the extremely good behavior, but it is not very common in present society. There must be an age limit, right? So we will meet again. We will listen some other program in this channel in different languages. Till then, be happy, be jolly, and Shubhamastu.